if this is what's holding you back from doing what you really want to do, you might want to consider who might be holding some kind of a guilt trip over you, if that's the case, right? Who are you trying to serve? Who do you feel like you have to pay back? Who do you feel that you have a responsibility to, right? You have this temperance card here. You feel like you have to make everybody happy. You feel like you have to tick all of these boxes. Hello, this reading is for... Thank you so much for the opportunity to read for you. You wrote, what career pathway should I pursue? You said medical seems hard, fine arts may not pay off, and there may be an option that you haven't considered yet, which is why you are looking for a little bit of guidance from the tarot. And you said that you need to know the best option for yourself, for you to be happy and to make your mom happy. So got a lot going on there. Of course, sounds like you are at a crossroads and so many different things pulling your attention in different directions. You're just trying to get some clarity to find the best possible path forward to tick off all of your boxes, right? You want to make sure that you're happy and fulfilled. Sounds like you're looking after your mom's feelings too, and also which major, I guess, if you're in school, it sounds like is going to do all of those things for you. So I see you here in the center of it all, and there are many different factors at play here. On the one hand, you have what is within you, your own interests and desires and gifts and talents that are wanting to be expressed, right? Your own deep internal feelings and wishes of being fulfilled, all right? And then you have the external influences. You have the things on the surface, the pressure coming from the surface, and factors that are beyond your control. All right. Then you're also wanting to see what might be waiting for you in the future. So maybe there is an option that you haven't yet considered, or what type of, I put it this way, like what energy is out there that's wanting to interact with you, all right? Or what external energy might be calling out to you, okay? And then over here, oops, just one card, please. Yes. You have what kind of things might still be holding you back. So over here thinking about the past, right? I don't know what your relationship is with your mother, and I'm just going to leave my own biases and ideas about that outside of this. So let's take a look here at what types of energies are surrounding the situation here with you wanting to make sure that your mother is happy as you are at this crossroads trying to figure out what it is that you want to do with your career. I would say what it is that you want to do with your life, but that's not necessarily the decision that you're making right now, right? Don't choose one thing and that's it forever, but you're wanting to make that big step forward towards a really big path, right? A very big part of your journey. So let's just take a look and see what we have here. And let's start with you. So what is surrounding you right now? Come on, come with me, little card. Ooh, maybe this nail choice wasn't the most practical. Sure looks pretty though, huh? All right. How perfect. So we have Temperance. Would you take a look at that? I'm using the Biddy Everyday Tarot deck, by the way. I really thought that the simplicity of the imagery would lend itself well to a question with so much going on to help get that clarity. So we have Temperance. And no matter what deck we use, the symbolism is the same. We have a person here, or an angel really, that has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on solid ground. They are pouring water from cup to cup. They are balanced. And then we have the word itself, temperance. So here I see you trying to make everyone happy, trying to do the right thing, trying to balance your desires with what's practical, what's important, what's mature, what's going to be the right decision. You're trying to keep yourself stable and not get carried away by flights of fancy or just following your own passion. All right. You said that fine arts, I think it's fine arts that you said, might not pay off. So it sounds like something that you're interested in, but you feel like it's not practical, right? Medical seems hard, likely because you're not passionate about it, right? It doesn't really interest you. They say when you love something, you'll never work a day in your life. So I think this is the perfect card to represent your situation where you're at right now. So let's take a look at some of the others. All right. I'm most eager to look at this one here. That's representing subconscious influences. So what's at your heart, and what is seeking to be expressed. And we have the King of Pentacles. All right. I wonder, do you have a business idea by chance? Or are you business minded? Are you entrepreneurial? Is that something that is interesting to you? Are you the kind of person who is fascinated by the idea of building wealth, of growing wealth, of being the king of, so to speak, gender aside, the king of your household, of your domain? So that to me is what the King of Pentacles represents. It is someone who is very business minded. So whether that be starting your own business or someone who is just very good or very interested in managing wealth and those material things, helping things to grow. So I'm wondering if this is something that might be at the heart of your own internal conflict. If that is the case, right? If this is something that you may have been repressing, maybe you have a really great business idea, but you feel like, okay, I have to go the traditional route. I have to do all of these things. I can't just, starting a business is super risky, right? Or moving forward with my big plans and ideas that I have might not immediately have that promise of success, like following a traditional path of going to school, going to medical school, for instance. And for sure when you graduate that you're going to have these certain qualifications that can get you this certain type of job. But if there is that side of you that is the venturing type, right? Then it might be worth exploring. And doesn't necessarily point to or have to point to starting a business, but this King of Pentacles, once again, is very much about growing and building wealth. So you did mention something about whether certain majors or industries would pay off. So maybe that's coming from your own internal pressure and desires versus the external. And that's why readers have to keep their biases out of it, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the external influences, so the things outside of your control happening on the outside that are affecting your situation. And we have, oh, you just like the suspense. All right, they make me work for it. Come on. Okay, intrigue. So, the Seven of Swords. And this sneaky person is sneaking off with their swords from this castle, their campground, right? They've taken off with 5 swords, and they're looking they're looking over their shoulder. See, they're so tricky, they don't even want to stay in my hand. Looking over their shoulder to see if they're going to be caught. Oftentimes, this can point to someone in your life who is being deceitful, who is trying to get away with something, who is lying, who's sneaking around, who you can't trust. Sometimes it can also represent wanting to make sure that you yourself are taken care of, right? That you take care of yourself first, that you make sure that you get yours, especially if you felt like you have been cheated, or that there are people in higher positions that get much more than they deserve. But in this position of external influences, it really does point to, for me, I interpret that as someone's trying to get away with something. Someone's lying, someone's cheating, someone's up to no good, trying to pull the wool over your eyes. And it might be someone that is close to you and thus has a bearing on your current situation. So might want to take a look around and see who's close to you that might be trying to manipulate your situation for their own benefit. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. So let's take a look really quick at this past position here. What might still be holding you in the past, holding you back from what it is that you really want to do. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, very interesting. All right, so we have Pentacles again. This is the 6. And what's really interesting about this is that typically to me, the 6 of Pentacles is representative of charity, or of the generosity of others, or even of yourself, right? So on one hand, it could be you giving freely to others, or giving to someone who may be in need. But more often than not, it represents the acceptance or receiving of someone else's generosity or charity, or what they might be perceiving to be so. So, because we have the 7 of Swords in this position, in this external influences position, we have someone who's trying to get away with something. And then here we have the 6 of Pentacles. You can see that she's wearing a crown. This is not traditionally a queen character, but I find it interesting that she is here. Okay. Is there someone in your life who thinks that they owe you, or excuse me, that thinks that you owe them, that holds it over your head that they've done so much for you, that the reason you are where you are is because of them, right? That's the impression that I'm getting from this card mixed with this card, is that if this is what's holding you back from doing what you really want to do, you might want to consider who might be holding some kind of a guilt trip over you, if that's the case, right? Who are you trying to serve? Who do you feel like you have to pay back? Who do you feel that you have a responsibility to, right? You have this Temperance card here. You feel like you have to make everybody happy. You feel like you have to tick all of these boxes. You feel like you have to pick the perfect thing. And is that all internal pressure, or is there some external pressure as well, right? Is there an energy and influence, a person in your life that you feel that you owe? And if so, why? Right? Is it really true? So that's up to you to decide, right? You still have to live for yourself too. And it's a really, really tall order. Not saying that it's impossible, right? But to have something that is also fulfilling, but that is the practical choice, but that also is the one that's going to make an acceptable amount of money, but that also you're interested in. That's all certainly possible, but then you throw in the whole, now I have to make other people happy too. So what is sustainable in that case, right? So I'm not here to say that you know, that's not what you should be aiming for. That sounds like that's what you want, and absolutely, but we're just exploring here the questions that the cards are asking. So let's take a look at this card here, representing something that you might not have considered, right? You said there might be something you haven't even thought of, maybe a path or a path to pursue or a seed to plant. So let's see what energies might be calling out to you. We have the Three of Wands. So this is a very enterprising card. All right. This person is standing on, I was going to say on a shore, but it's higher than that, right? They're basically at the edge, or like a cliff overlooking the water, and they can see a fleet of ships, and they're holding their wands, they're looking out into the horizon, and they're making their plans. This card is all about making plans and enterprising, which is interesting because we have the King of Pentacles here. So if I were to quote directly from the booklet that came with this particular deck for this card, it says, get out of your comfort zone, explore new opportunities for growth and development, cover new ground, and expand your horizons. Okay, cool. That's already what you're trying. That's exactly what you asked for, right? So funny that we asked for, hey, what's something that you might not have considered? And then we get a card that says, hey, think about things that you might not have considered. Cool. Thanks, Tarot. Love you. So I want to pick another card here, because yes, there's so much that we could say about the Three of Wands, but you're looking for a spark. You're looking for a spark. You're looking for the seed of an idea that might lead you in a different direction that you might not have considered. Secretly, deep down, I think you're asking for permission to do what you really want to do. So let's see if the cards have something to say about that. The Five of Cups. Okay, not what I expected. So the Five of Cups represents disappointment. It represents disappointment. But is that your disappointment, or is it someone else's disappointment, right? The fact of the matter is, someone's going to be disappointed. Somebody's going to be disappointed. And in some ways, that can be liberating, right? When you have all of this pressure, you feel that you have to do everything perfectly so that you don't disappoint anyone, then you realize that someone's going to get disappointed anyway. So who's it going to be, right? Are you going to live for yourself and what you want to do? Or are you going to live your life trying not to disappoint others? And I wasn't expecting the cards to be so spicy tonight. I really wasn't. And I hope that I'm not being presumptuous and overstepping here, but sometimes, you know, I just have to say what the cards want to say. But yeah, I think if I'm just going to be bold and guess at what this message might be, I'm thinking that what you really want to do is go out on your own and start something brand new, build from the ground up. Again, it might be a business idea, or it might be that you're interested in business in general, right? So you said maybe there's something that you hadn't considered. Are you into that? Like, as a major, maybe? Studying business itself? Or is it that you are more of an entrepreneurial person who kind of wants to not go the formal route of things and just try to bootstrap it and make it on your own and run with this really great idea that you have. But you're worried about disappointing people. You're worried that you have debts that you have to pay, whether financial or, personal. At the end of the day, not everybody is 100% truthful with each other, right? We never truly see the full depth of other people in our lives. Everyone always has their own agenda, and they might not even be entirely truthful with themselves, right? So how can they be truthful with you? And here you are in the center of it all, trying to be everything to everybody, it seems. Forgive me if I'm assuming, but you're wanting to choose the perfect path instead of going with what's going to make you happy, because you can't make everyone happy. You might as well focus on yourself first. So if something is gnawing at you, nagging at you, and you're looking for permission to pursue that path, then I give you permission. The cards give you permission. Try it out. Blame it on the tarot. I don't know. Take that wild step forward. Go off on some wild adventure and turn off your phone and don't answer. Okay, sorry, I'm getting into very bad advice territory. I'm just gonna end this by saying that this is a very difficult position to be in, and I understand that. It's not sustainable, in my view, to keep trying to please everyone and make everyone happy and make sure that all of the boxes are ticked off on your checklist. If there is something deep inside of you that is looking to be expressed, then it's worth pursuing that. And, you might get surprised and maybe it'll all work out. So if someone's going to be disappointed in the long run, well, those are their own feelings to manage. That's their life to manage. And you're an adult now. So all the best of luck to you. I hope that this was helpful to you in some way. And I look forward to hopefully reading for you again in the future. But I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and I wish you all the best.